Yo, what's going on with everyone? It's Nick with Us versus Herd. If it's your first time here, like the content, hit subscribe. If you want to get notifications for when we go live or post videos, tap the bell. And if you want to get connected to the UVH fam, links are below to our Discord along with our free options trading group. We are going live here during market hours. Trying to get live here a little bit earlier today because I'm trying to cut out a bit early, you know. If you're here right now, say what up. Glad everyone made it through Quad Witching Friday. Well, we still have an hour and a half left of the day here. We're coming up on Power Hour in about 30 minutes. But yo, Jeff, Billy, what's going on? What up? What up? Drinking. Still getting over my cold. No, I only traded Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. I didn't trade Monday or Tuesday this week. Came out clean green every day this week. If you don't believe me, you can watch the videos. But anyways, yeah, up 214 on the day. You know, we'll go through all my trades here, kind of see what's going on. If you made money today, comment got paid. If you lost money today, comment learned a lesson. You know, from the charts here, kind of crazy. You know, we have the S&Ps. The S&Ps had a pretty much dramatic drop. We'll talk about here. You know, the one thing that impacted the most today was the trade news. Let's try to get, where is that trade news here? Today that had the most impact. So not only is today Quad Witching Day, which I did cover last night in the watch list. I don't know if you guys watched it at all. Yeah, Ariana got paid. What's up? Got paid big time. 190 puts. High day on Facebook. I played the 190 puts too, but I didn't get paid as big as you for 10 cents. So anyways, China officials have changed their travel schedule. You know, China trade negotiators cancel U.S. farm visit, cut trip short. I don't know if you guys watched, but today Trump gave a press conference with, I think, the Australian Prime Minister, and they were talking to him about trade, and he said that he's not looking for a partial deal, he's looking for the full deal. And then shortly after that, this news came out. China officials have changed their travel schedule and were heading back to China earlier than planned. Some girl named Nicole of the Montana Farm Bureau. Nebraska Department of Agriculture also said the Chinese team called off a visit to the farms in Nebraska. U.S. Secretary of Agriculture Sonny Perdue confirmed just Thursday the meetings were in the works as a way of China to build goodwill with American farmers. So, seems like more strong arm trade news where Trump's not backing down, China's not backing down either. Tensions between the U.S. and China had eased ahead of the low-level trade talks this week as Trump granted tariff exemptions, and China also said it will exempt U.S. agricultural products and other 16 types. Trump also decided to delay increasing tariffs, but today he did say that during the press conference that he is going to. He's not looking for a partial deal. He's looking for the full thing. And he also said, I don't know if you guys watched that press conference. He also said that he's not in a rush to make a deal before his term is up or the next 2020 election. So he's willing to go. But ROKU, nice. I think I'm surprised the markets ain't really reacting much to the billions being propped in the bottom market. Yeah, and the other thing is the Fed has been pumping money into the market, and we're still down. They cut rates. They're pumping money into equities, and the market can't stay up. Honestly, this is my opinion, of course, we're in some trouble. We're in some trouble. If you're here right now, say what up. Definitely appreciate a like on the video if you guys could do me the favor. Do me the favor. Hit the like button. All right. Let's go through some of these trades here. I kind of struggled this morning. I initially was down 200 on the day, and I was thinking to myself, with Roku and Netflix and Tesla and all these stocks being down so much, how could I possibly go red today? And the majority of my losses, yo Daniel, what's going on? The majority of my losses, I traded fairly well, except for early this morning. I didn't trade very well on Costco and Home Depot. As you can see, took the majority of the gains. I mean, Home Depot and Costco combined, I was down like 225. And I think the mistake made this morning got a little bit crazy at the open. Well, not necessarily at the open, like within 30 minutes of the open. So I opened these like 20 minutes and all within 5 minutes apart from each other. I opened Costco, TWLO, Disney, and then I also opened Home Depot. And as you guys can see, I did lose money on Home Depot and Costco, only for them to come back to it now. Like if we look at Home Depot and Costco here. I had on Costco, I had the 287.50 puts. I had 3 of them for 65 cents. Those Costco. Let's see what Costco's going for. Probably not going for a whole lot right now because it's coming up on close. Yeah, they're 22 cents right now, but they probably spiked down. I won't go into too much detail regarding those trades. But I think I left with all these trades here. The one thing that I will say is I stayed very disciplined today. Days like today, it's easy to get very sloppy and just let your trades run. And in this case, letting my trades run would probably have netted me like 10 grand at least. I mean, maybe, who knows, maybe more. Because I bought 3 contracts of these Costco 287.50s. I also bought 4 contracts of the 115 puts on Twilio. Disney wouldn't have worked out, but Costco. What I was looking at is you have to. What I was gonna say is you have to stay disciplined on the volatile days, because that, if you don't, it carries over into the days where you need discipline to stay profitable. So if I was sloppy today, and then I was very profitable, chances are I'm going to be sloppy again Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Eventually that sloppiness is going to catch up with me. I'm going to lose my gains. So it's always, like, for me as a trader, it's always best to stay disciplined, take your 30-50% profits, get out, rinse, repeat. You'll be a happier trader. On Costco, what I was looking at here was the gap up and fade, but the problem was it just wasn't going anywhere, and it wasn't until that trade news. And you can't time that trade news, for your trade to work out, because now we're later in the day. Also, keep in mind, I was trading same day expiration, so all these expirations, all these trades that I did today, they were expiring today. So I took a loss on $147 loss is pretty big for me. I believed in the trade, but because it just wasn't going anywhere, they just ran it down. The other trade that I did, my other biggest loser was Home Depot, lost $76 on, which now would have worked out. Up in here, I was shorting in here, it was really choppy, and it's been having trouble in the 230s yesterday. I made some money on it. I did make some money on it this week, but it was just really choppy, and then the trade news brought it way down. So on that position, we could have. Okay, let's see here. Where's Home Depot? So yeah, I took an unnecessary loss. Well, I guess it wasn't. I'm not saying it's unnecessary. I was just cutting losses. So in this case, I sold this for 60. I bought it for 99 cents. I had 2 of them. Sold it for 61 cents. So I was down. Pretty big, 30-40%. And then right now these are going for. Which ones did I have? I had the 230 puts. Yeah, 230 puts are now going for 296. So we left a lot of money on the table there because I had 2 of them. It's $500. But in my experience, cutting these losses, at the time, it was a turning point for me to become profitable. I can't predict the future on where things are going to head. I can't predict that there's going to be trade news. I can't predict what things that other people are going to do. The only thing that I can control is what's in my account, what positions I'm holding, and what cash I have on hand to defend it. If I invested all my cash and lost on these, I went in 100% of my account lost on these, only for it to come back around. I mean, that's why people get mad. But you have to stay disciplined. You have to stay. You have to keep your emotions out of it and just keep with it. TWLO was one of my biggest gainers today. TWLO, I was up. It's actually my biggest gainer today. Was TWLO, and could have made a lot more money on that. Saw that I was going to crack down. I bought these for 38 cents, sold them for 68 cents. So I made like almost 100% profit, and you can't complain about that. But if you look at TWLO, the reason why I put this position on, yesterday I made some money up in here. It's been having trouble in the 117 area. Came down yesterday, popped back up, came down today. I just wasn't expecting it to sell off. My target was like 114 area. I had the 115 puts. I sold them for 68 cents. And those 115 puts now are $1.75, but they were going for, these reached a high. I mean, I sold them for 68 cents. They went as high as $3, $3.50, almost $3.50. So, this was a good trade. I captured the move when it broke out from the 30s up into this dollar, but then I just got out. I didn't redeploy. I didn't try to get back in. Because these drops are a little bit scary. You could easily get in trouble. Disney, I didn't trade very well. Excuse me, guys. I'm still battling a cold here. Disney, I was trying to get in on the streaming wars. I didn't trade Roku or Netflix at the start. I started off with Disney, and Disney was dropping decent this morning. It then did stop, so that's why I got out. So I made a couple bucks. I just scalped. I had 4 contracts, made like 12 bucks initially on the 132 put, and then I rolled down to the 131 put and lost like 20 bucks. So overall, I'm down $8 today on Disney. After its initial move, it just was choppy, and then it's not good. I mean, you could have traded this, but for me, it wasn't going any lower. I don't typically trade Disney that much. Is another thing, so I just didn't really want to mess with it after I got out with a small loss there. I had a small scalp winning trade, and there was bigger fish to fry at that point in time in terms of Disney. Going into Roku, then Roku, I had a couple trades on there. Initially, I was I don't know. It looks like a lot of people we're buying and selling Roku today. I mean, Roku is just insane. I did call it out yesterday, though, in the live stream, where I think that this gap, if you guys watch my watch list from last night, that this gap might get filled here. I was thinking, I did say yesterday that I think that it was a dead cat bounce, and now we know that is true. So gap filled to like 100 here, and then we'll see. I think it hit 103, 103.62 as a low today. So definitely. But going back to what my trades were, I had the 118 put that I sold for a measly. A measly $1.30. I bought it for $1.30, sold it for $1.52. We only made off of Roku. I had a $22 trade and then a $72 trade, which is, we probably could have just left it and been fine. The 118 is now going for $9.90. I sold it for $1.52, and I had the 114. I bought it for $1.20, sold it for $1.92, and these are good trades. Like normally these are good trades. But you're like, well, why'd you leave so much money on the table? The 114s are now going for like $5-6. Left a couple grand on the table here. But the reason why, like I said, like at the beginning of this video, I just wanted to stay disciplined. And normally, if you guys haven't been trading Roku, I mean, it's easy just to make money on the way down, but just know that most times, if you've been trading Roku over the past few months, Roku is very two-sided. It dips, it rips, it dips, it rips. So you don't know exactly when the dips and when the rips are going to come. I mean, yes, it was downgraded today. It's doing a gap fill, but I mean, you don't think the stock's going to be down 20% in a day. I mean, this could have easily dipped down to like the 116 area where it was trying to stabilize, and then rip back up to 125, because we've seen that many times. Even now, it dipped down to 103. It's now up to 108. I mean, it's still down a lot. Don't get me wrong, but you don't want to get in. You need to plan your execution here and take. That's why I was taking small profits on the way down. And then I just didn't want to mess with it because I was making consistent profits. I then went from negative $200 a day. I was starting to get back into the green, and I just want to stay disciplined in keeping building my account and not take on losses, because one more loss would have pushed me back down red, and I wanted to, the goal is to finish green. So, I just wanted to stay disciplined in my trades for Roku. I mean, in hindsight, we could have just let it run, and that would be my only trade today and walk away. But also, you got to think about it's very high risk. It was a very high risk trade. I mean, it looks simple, but you can't second guess yourself, or you gotta take this. I've been trying to take profits between 25 and 50%, and not trying to get 100% winners, and not trying to get, and you could say, you can call me stupid, you can call me whatever you want, but at the end of the day, that's how I maintain profitability. You maintain profitability by not having major swings in your P&L. You don't want to go super red, then super green, then, the way that I make money in the market is just consistent returns over and over and over again. I don't try to make 5,000% or 3,000% or 2,000%. And, it does happen over the course of the year. You might be in some trades, you make a couple $1,000%, and that's because the market moved in your direction. Like today, if you had a position on like SPY and stuff like that, you could have made a couple $1,000%. But you don't know. You have to be, you can't time that. It just has to happen while you're already trading something, but also on the reverse side, I didn't buy a single call today. Calls were just ripped from people's hands today. But you had to be cautious if you're going all on calls. You had to be really careful. I did have a SPY trade as well. Let me pull up that SPY trade for today. A small trade. I was playing the 300 puts. Sold them for a measly 57 cents. I did make. We did make our 30% or whatever. Initially SPY wasn't going down. So when I was playing SPY, it was kind of bouncing around here. I put that position on at 10.18 this morning. So right in here, it dipped down, and then I sold it, and then it dipped back up, because it was looking like, if you look at the chart before all this happened, if you look at it like this, I mean, it was kind of bouncing up and down between 300. I sold it when it dipped down at 10.44. Check my timestamps here. 10:44. I put a position on 10:18, and 10:44. I was already up 30%, so I took the profits. I had 3 of them. We only made $48, but it was still 30%. On expiration day, I also trade very conservative. I don't try to put in hundreds or thousands of dollars on expiration Friday, because theta is extremely strong. So if you're wrong, as you can see with Costco and Home Depot, that money gets ripped from you. So you gotta be conservative on expiration Friday, especially today's quad witching. But now, if you're looking at SPY with the news, let's look at those. Let's see what those 300 puts are going for. Right now they're 90 cents ish. I sold them for 55 cents. They went as high as $3. So here's another trade that went. I had 3 of these. This is like another $900, $700. So I left a lot of money on the table, but you gotta. In retrospect, I could have easily been red today. Like, you can't get reckless. Especially, the other thing that you got to be careful about is when you're red on the day, you don't try to force yourself into profitability. You don't try to force yourself into something. The only reason why I put trades on is because I saw new opportunities arise. I wasn't trying to be profitable. I was just trying to trade the charts, and I wasn't trying to force myself into profitability. Sure, it's good, but some days you just don't see the market correctly. Some days you just don't see the market right, and that's when it's time to step away. Like, I was down 200 and I had a couple of losing trades, and it only takes one or two more trades after that to say, hey, you know what? Maybe today is not my day. Maybe today is not the day that I'm going to be making my money back. I'll come back fresh Monday or Tuesday or whatever the case is. We'll make some money. So you don't want to force it. Used too many day trades today on Roku, but got paid. Nick, thanks for the video on live feed. I've been following you for 2 months, seeing gains now. Nice. J-Rob, what up? If you're just joining here, say what up. I know I've just been ranting about what I've been doing, but I definitely like to correspond with the people that are watching or in the chat, or if you're watching this later, leave a comment. I respond to every single comment. You know, I don't take it lightly that you guys actually watch me, because I don't know, I mean, there's a lot of things that you could watch on YouTube, and you chose to watch this right here, right now. So I definitely appreciate you guys and girls. I really appreciate it. You know, looking back, you know, I started this channel and no subscribers, no interaction, and now we have a full community here. People are interacting. We talk on the Discord all day, all night. I mean, trading is something that we love to do. It's just something that we do, and it's great to have that community of people that we can kind of bounce ideas off and get to know each other, and it's just a great time overall. So I definitely appreciate you guys. Tan, what's up? Thinking about FedEx 149 call expiring today. I mean, it looks good. You gotta be careful though, because we're coming up into only 1 hour. So even it gets very tricky right now when you're trading. Let me look at this, because it could be going down towards your strike, but you could be losing money because you're out of the money as well. Because you're right now, if you're trading this for today expiration, we have about a little bit more than an hour going into close, and if you're trading this, you're against the clock. You know, I would have preferred, if I'm going to trade this, I would have bought the 150. I would have, even though it's higher risk, theta won't affect it as much as being out of the money. And let's see, look at the deltas here. Deltas are 76, 82. So if it has a 50-cent dollar move, you're gonna be paid more than you are on the 149, especially with time against you. I mean, sure, this could drop down, but I would close, if it were me, I would close this down here. If it comes back down to like 148.75, 148.80, moving on down, I would close it out immediately if you're profitable, because sure, it could rip down at close if you're going to be risky, but it could also reverse. Today's quad witching day, so just be aware. When things expire, things might get a little crazy. Honestly, I like to be a little bit more conservative when it's my own money. How many days does it take for day trades to drop off Robinhood? So if you have under 25K in a Robinhood account, you get 3 day trades per five business days, not 5 days. So the weekends don't count. 5 business days. So if I have a day trade today, let me pull up the calendar. So let's say I day trade today, I would have to wait 1, 2, 3, 4, till next Friday for that to drop off. So you'd have to wait till next Friday for those to fall off. So at open next Friday, those trades would fall off for you. Alibaba was another trade. So Alibaba and Facebook are the 2 trades that I wrapped up my day with. Really helped me out solidifying my gains for the day. Now it seems like pennies, but I sold before the trade news came out. We went from 53 cents up to 81 cents. Alibaba was playing some games today. They were the only ones not moving down. So that's why I shorted them. I apologize, guys, if that's too loud for you. Alibaba gapped up today, and it was playing some games up in here. I mean, it was descending. It was just taking a long time. And the one thing that I was worried about is that it wasn't going to drop. I was thinking, so I put the position on at 1037. So right in here, I put the position on, and it dipped down. It went back up. I was losing some money, and then it dipped back down. Like I did buy them in the money. So I bought them when it was like 182.50. So I bought the 182.50 puts. I sold them for 81 cents. I had 3 of them. So this is another one that we left some money on the table. I sold within an hour. So I bought it at 10:37. I sold it at 11:32. So I bought it in here, and then I sold it. I sold it on this drop right down in here. So we made. I thought we were good because then it recovered. It bounced back up. Would have been losing some money, but now those Alibaba puts. I mean, I sold it for 80 cents. I had the 182.50s. All right, not that much better, but if I sold on the rip down, I sold them for about for 53 cents. So I got a good deal down here, 53 cents. Great deal on these puts today, just because I was playing games and Theta was reacting to it. But then I sold it for 80 cents. So on this pop up here, I sold it. It went as high as $1.20, and then they came back down to 50 cents. And then after that, the trade news came out and went from 53 cents all the way back up to 350. And the reason why you gotta stay disciplined, because let's say it popped up here. What if this was the high of the day? It popped up here at $1.15, came back down to 53 cents, and then went to zero. So you gotta keep in mind, all these trades were expiring today. They could go to zero. So that's why I play like hot potato. You can't guess if this stuff's going to happen, but I had 3 182.50 puts, so this would have been, we did make, how much money did we make on this Alibaba? I mean, we made $84 on it. It was a solid trade, but we could have made, these went up to like 2, 3, we could have made another $1,000 on these, But I mean, if you're looking at my P&L here, this is what I'm talking about, being consistent. So if you look at my P&L, we're up 120, up 48, 94, up 54, down 76, down 45, down 8, down 147, down 84. So all these are relatively the same size, and that's what I'm shooting for, where I have more gains than losses. Sure, I had a couple bigger losses, but I had some nice incremental wins. So typically in the market, you want to keep doing this, Yes, today you could get greedy. I could have made thousands of dollars. I could have done this, could have done that. But at the end of the day, the discipline is what makes you profitable over time. So this is what a P&L looks like when you're disciplined and you stay profitable over time. Because as you guys know, if you guys have been trading for any duration and have been failing, you know that gains are quickly wiped away. It's reckless to have gains that are 100%, 200%, 300%, 500% and hold on. Today, sure, it would have paid off, but in the long run, that strategy is not going to work out. In the long run, it's not going to work out. So you might, some people might watch this video and think that I'm not a good trader. Some people may look at this video and be like, well, but at the end of the day, consistency for me wins. This is what makes you win. Some people have success in different areas. You have to get to know yourself as a trader, your personality, what time you have to trade, and all that kind of things. But what it boils down to is consistency. And for me, this is what consistency looks like. If I and the other thing is, like, what if I had all these gains and then I had one loss of $500 because I got a little reckless, right? Then all these other green trades wouldn't have meant a single thing. Would have lost it all in one trade. So that's why I preach about consistency, because that's what it comes down to: taking small losses, capping your gains, rinse, repeat. If you ask anybody who's gotten rich, or has made a lot of money, or is a millionaire, or whatever the case is, any successful business owner, any successful person, they don't make their money overnight. They don't make all their money at once. They make it a little bit at a time, incremental, $1,000 here, $1,000 here, $1,000 here, $1,000 here, and eventually you're a millionaire, right? Because you kept making $1,000. Now, if you make $1,000 and then lose $5,000, you're never gonna make it. Yo, Billy, take it easy, man. Facebook. So Facebook was my last trade. I had 3 of these 190 puts, and again, we left some money on the we left some money on the table. But it was a pretty nice win. We made the 30%. I was happy. We made over $200 in profits today with this, and this was before the trade news as well. And what I was thinking on Facebook is, I put the position on at 11.16, so I was right in here. I was playing the 190s, so the 190 puts. I was thinking it was going to break down. When it broke down to 11.37, I sold. So I sold at 11.37. So within 20 minutes here, it broke down. I immediately sold and it popped back up, right? Then the trade news hit, came down, and we left some more money on the table. If you look at Facebook, those 190 puts, they're only worth 50 cents now. I sold for 65, so doesn't pay to hold on expiration Friday, that's for sure. But these today went from 7 cents all the way up to $1.80. I bought them for 50 cents. Again, got a pretty good deal in here. Popped up to 67. I caught the high of the day right here. I sold them at 65. I was at trade right here at 65. It popped up. Then, so you can kind of see watching this. It went up to 65 cents. I sold it at 65 cents, and then immediately within 15 minutes dropped down to 30 cents. So that's how quickly. If there wasn't this news, this would have went to zero easily, 10 cents. Then I would have been losing money. So I would have went from like 50 cents down to 30 cents. Instead, I sold that pop. That's why I stayed disciplined, because this could have easily went. I bought it. Popped up, sold it at the high. I was literally at the high here. If you're looking here, literally at the high, popped down, went to 29 cents within 15 minutes, and then the news came out and went up from here to 29 cents to $1.87. So pretty big. Whew. Do you have stock shares in your portfolio? I do have long-term holdings in different accounts. So overall, I think today learned some lessons, made some money, came out on top, had a green week, made money yesterday, made money Wednesday. I didn't trade Monday or Tuesday, so we're doing well. If we keep this discipline, like, I don't have any regrets about not making thousands of dollars a day. I've had trading days where I have made $4,000 or $5,000, but today, being disciplined, it wasn't going to happen for me. Especially I took off all my trades before the trade news came out. You can't time it. You can't time that. All right. Any questions before I sign off here, guys? If you guys enjoyed the content so far, I definitely appreciate it. If you hit the like button, appreciate it. We're trying to kick the weekend off early, take our green week. Right now, looks like everything's trying to recover a little bit, right? SPY is trying to, looks a little weak though. If we're looking at SPY right now, drop down to 297. Could easily be looking at 295, low 290s next week at this rate. One last play to set up for next week. So for next week, I'm going to be looking at whatever trade news that we incur here, because I'm going to trade cautiously. I'm not going to trade a lot of things. I'm probably going to be looking, obviously, at the big movers like today. Tesla, Roku, Netflix, FedEx. I don't know if I'll trade Home Depot or Costco for a little while. But Netflix could be a good trade. Breaking down here, we had the ultimate breakdown. Low 52-week lows 231. Kind of coming in line here with like the low 260s. So if we can consolidate down in here in the low 260s, we can see a bounce up. But just be cautious, because there's a lot of things going on right now. Tesla, I was shorting Tesla yesterday. I lost $60 on it. And I was looking at Tesla. It's been having trouble up here in the 247 area. which I talked about on the live stream yesterday. It's been having trouble up here. I just was a day early, and it crashed today. But Tesla, we could be seeing like the 220s again, the 220 area. Obviously, we got to get to like 235 area first. But that's what I'll be looking at going into next week. So, you know, I'm thankful that there was some really nice movement today. There was some. It's been pretty slow. I mean, VIX was what was VIX at, like 13? Yeah, VIX was at like 13. I mean, we need some volatility in the market, and we'll make some gains. You know, it's been a rough go with volatility low. So that's why with volatility low as well, you have to take your gains. Like you can't just keep trying to make money. Lost on HD. Yeah, well, I lost shorting HD. Lost $70 today, but we made some money on Home Depot earlier this week, so we're good on it. But that's what I'm looking at. So, anyways, you guys have a good weekend. If you watch this video later, comment, watch this video to the end. I really appreciate you guys. As always, have a good weekend. Stay safe. Stay green. It's us for certain.